Talking about the country with the fastest decline among all countries, do you know who it is? This country took only 5 years to become a poor country from a developing country. It became a poor country, that's right. This is South Africa, the most developed country in Africa. Let's now take a look at South Africa. Let's learn more about this country. South Africa is the southernmost country in Africa. To the east is the Indian Ocean, and to the west is the Atlantic Ocean. The country covers an area of 1,219,090 square kilometers. The total length of the dark line is 3,000 kilometers. The country's geographical location is very advantageous. It holds the passage between two oceans firmly. The region where South Africa is located is at the southern end of the African plateau, the south, east, and west. The edge areas on these three sides are coastal lowlands. To the north are mountain ranges. The northern part of the country is mainly desert and shrubs. It is about 650 to 1,250 meters high. The eastern area is the Drakensberg. The highest point in the country is Table Mountain, which reaches 3,482 meters in height. The most important rivers in the country are the Orange River and the Limpopo River. The entire length of the Orange River has reached 2,160 kilometers, flows from the east to the west into the Atlantic Ocean, while the Limpopo River is 1,680 kilometers long, finally flows into the Indian Ocean. Don't look at South Africa's current economic situation, which is worrying. In fact, this country once entered the ranks of developed countries. It has abundant mineral resources. One of the top 5 mineral resource countries in the world. It has a wide variety of minerals. High output with over 70 types of minerals identified. Estimated value reached 2.5 trillion US dollars. Among all the minerals, platinum group metals and fluorite and chromium reserves rank first in the world. The production of chromite and bauxite ranks second globally. Everyone knows that Middle Eastern countries rely on oil and have made a lot of money. While South Africa has very limited oil and gas resources, it has gold. South Africa's gold can rank among all countries in the world. Second place, located in the northeast of the country, the Rand mine is currently the largest gold mine in the world. Since its discovery in 1866, it has produced 35,000 tons of gold so far. Even so, this gold mine still has 80,000 tons of reserves. Now, this reserve accounts for 52% of the world's total gold. Relying on gold and other mineral resources, it's hard for South Africa not to be rich. In addition to its abundant mineral resources, South Africa also has an extremely advantageous geographical location. We have already mentioned this earlier. The country controls the strategic passage between the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. It holds it in hand. With this geographical advantage, this country has gathered countless funds and talents. In 1994, its per capita GDP had already reached $3,400, while at that time, our country had only about $473 per capita. It was just a fraction of South Africa's. The gap was quite obvious. However, now when mentioning South Africa, it is hard to associate it with the former developed country anymore, because the country's standard of living has been continuously declining. The social security is very chaotic. The unemployment rate is very high domestically. Many people can't even afford enough food. It's hard to imagine that a country once so developed is now in such a situation. Why? South Africa has such an excellent natural development advantage. But why has it continued to perform poorly later on? First, it is affected by domestic social conflicts. At that time, there were both whites and blacks living in the country. However, the whites, who made up less than 20% of the population, controlled 90% of the country's wealth and land. By contrast, the living environment and economic conditions of the black people or very poor. This led to the fact that although South African society was prosperous at the time, there are intractable social contradictions. Secondly, in 1994, after Mandela took office, he completely abolished the racial issue. But this also triggered a series of social problems. Between 1994 and 1998, about 500,000 whites, high-level technical personnel emigrated. Their departure also took away a large amount of core technology, leading to the closure of many factories domestically. Even gold production declined. Not only that, because the country implemented indicators for black employment ratios, black people without professional training frequently made mistakes after starting work, causing frequent equipment failures, affecting social progress. Finally, the Mandela government voluntarily destroyed nuclear weapons. This greatly lost its country's strategic deterrence, leading to a decline in its international status. More importantly, the government of the country had serious corruption. Many public projects were delayed. A large amount of foreign capital gradually withdrew from its domestic market, leading to repeated economic decline in the country. Therefore, South Africa, which was once extremely prosperous, now is gradually falling into a vicious cycle. It is hard to show its former glory